So today I'm changing it up a little bit. I'm doing a little bit of a rod and reel review. This is the Piscifun Phantom X on the Piscifun Serpent Rod. I figured what better way to do a rod and reel review than to actually show you guys it being used in action. I've had this rod and reel for about 3 years, so I've used it a lot. It's not my go-to reel. I have a Shimano Corrado DC that I like the most, but this rod and reel is pretty good too. And this is a really affordable rod and reel for someone just getting started. I think this reel, I think you can get it for about 60 bucks. There's probably new models now from Piscifun that might be a little bit better, but if you're wondering if Piscifun is worth spending the money on or if it's just cheap quality and bad, I've used it for about 3 years and it's still holding up pretty well. So for 50 bucks for an entry-level rod and reel, it's not bad. It's pretty good deal. And then for the rod, for the money, there's probably better rods that you can get, quite honestly. So, oh, there we go, we're on. Oh, I missed him. So this rod, as I said, it's Piscifun Serpent. It's a 7 foot in length, and it's a medium heavy, fast action tip. And it casts well. One thing I will say about this reel is when I first got it, I noticed how it's really hard to backlash with this reel. And you can still cast really well. I mean, I'm just putting that right in the drain right there. And I'm either on a rock or that's a fish. I can't really tell. I think it was a fish, but we missed him. That sucks. Yeah, that was a fish. Hopefully we'll get some here. Show you guys the actual action of the rod. This rod, I actually bought it more for throwing crankbaits and stuff, but I figured, I mean, I'm not going to catch a crankbait here, or I'm not going to catch anything on a crankbait or a jerkbait in ponds like this, so I wanted to show it actually catching something. That's a good cast right there. It's nice. Now, compared to like a Shimano Corrado DC, the Shimano wins every time. But the Shimano Corrado DC is around 300 bucks, so big difference. So if you're wondering, should you spend the money, the little bit of money to buy a Piscifun rod and reel? Yeah, I mean, it'll work, it'll hold up. It's not the best thing you can buy. Obviously, if you're an experienced angler and you've got the money, then go buy something like a Shimano Corrado DC. But if you're new to fishing or you're trying to be cautious with your spending, this is honestly a great option. Oh, there's a fish right there. There we go. We're on. All right. First fish on this rod and reel for the rod and review test. I've caught plenty on it before. It's actually a pretty nice fish, to be honest. So we'll get him sent back. I'm gonna take a picture with it real quick. All right, let's get him back. Not the best send-off, but can't really work with not much room here. So after catching that first fish, you can honestly tell the rod, the reel, it's all good. This is a slow option, which is why I actually like it with my jerkbaits, or not my jerkbaits, with pretty much anything. It's actually the medium option, so you can do whatever you want on this reel. But overall, it's a clean reel. Kind of the red glimmers, it looks really nice. The rod, as I said before, I think there's better options at that price point, so if you're looking at Piscifun options, I would look at other options for the rod. And from that fish that I just caught, I mean, you can see the rod's got decent action. It's pretty good. But overall, the reel kept up with the fish the whole time. No problem with that or anything like that. I was able to keep the tension tight the whole time and really get that fish out of the pond and everything. And a 7-foot medium heavy rod like this, whether you choose to go with a Piscifun or not, it's plenty to get that fish out of these tall weeds and stuff that surround most of these ponds in places like this. Like I live in Delaware, and most ponds in our neighborhoods and stuff, they let them grow out around it. So all right, let's go explore some more of this pond. First fish was pretty decent that came out of here. He looked like he's never been caught. I've noticed on this pond, there's another pond on that side of this neighborhood that I do really well on, but this one I usually don't do that well on. They just seem to be a little bit more lockjaw over here, it seems like. And like one thing I'll say is like casting with this reel, as I said before, it's pretty hard to backlash on this thing, but I think that also because they kind of geared it that way, or the brakes are that way, I do notice that I can cast my Corrado DC probably about 20 foot longer than this. And again, if you're a beginner or not fishing all the time, then you can deal without having that extra 20 foot of reach. All right, I'll walk to the other pond in this neighborhood. We'll see if we can get one over here. I'd like to catch a few so that we could have a really good test of this rod and reel. Oh, there we go. We got that one. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. He kind of got himself all hung up. He just came and stroked it though, but we'll get him sent back because he's got all that mud on him. Go ahead, buddy. Yes, he stroked that one. They might want it moving. I don't know. These fish are getting disgusting in that mud because there's no way to really flip them out of there. But that's a nice bass. I was just literally cranking the worm back, so I might have to put something else on. That's a good fish though. Get him back. So to kind of end this video out, overall, for the price point of these Piscifun rods and reels, they're a great buy. The reels definitely over the rods though. They're still pricing the rods up a little bit, but it's a great buy. This rod and reel can do pretty much anything else that any other rod and reel can do. It's just cheaper, but you lose some features. I mean, it's not going to cast as far. It's not as smooth, and obviously it's not like a Corrado DC, so you don't get the cool Hellcat whine when you cast it every time. But it does its job, and it works well. So overall, I do recommend the Piscifun reels, and if you want to get a combo, go ahead. I would recommend just the reel. Go get your rod, spend money somewhere else. Maybe go to the local tackle store or something and get a rod from them. But that's about all I have for this video. Just get a nice quick look at it. For the rod, you've got all the stuff cut out. I believe these are all Fuji guides too. You got a spot to hook your bait. And for the reel, You got your tensioner, tension knob, your drag knob. Decent sound when you click the spool. And you got the winder, obviously. But overall, it's a good reel. Thanks for watching, and please leave a like and a comment. Thank you.